Great matchups in Class AA. Worthington against Anoka, and Simley took on Osseo. Worthington won their match in the lower weights, as they did yesterday against Apple Valley. That's Jason Reitmeyer at 135 pounds. Great move. He won his match 15-6 over Ross Hendrickson, and Worthington led the team score 18-6. Then at 152, watch Kelly Meyer pick up Christian Wilson, and he wins his match 3-1. Worthington wins tonight 26-25 over Anoka, and let's hear from co-head coach Dale Solt.
Certainly, this is the first time Worthington's ever been in the finals of the state tournament. You got to be pleased. Things didn't go according to plan, but a win is a win at this point, whether it's 1 point or 100 points.
Congratulations to Worthington, 26-25. And in the other semi tonight, Simley beat Osseo. In that Simley win, Osseo was on top team-wise 21-18 at 189 pounds, but watch the nice move here as Simley's Jason Westbrook comes around, gets the reversal for 2 points. He won a major decision, earning 4 team points, 22-21 Simley. Then at heavyweight, Simley's Jason McLeod working around, comes around, gets the reversal there for 2 points. He wins his match 7-2 over Ryan Green, and Simley heading to state 25-21 over Osseo. The Class A were top champions crowned at the St. Paul Civic Center tonight. Class AA, 119 pounds. Brandon Howe of Totino Grace earned a victory over Richfield's Hiley. That's Brandon on top with a nice move there. Almost gets the near fall. Score was 9-3. Brandon Howe wins state. In Class A, Jose Trevino of Humboldt won the 145-pound title, as we can go to that video. And Jose finished his junior season 41-0. He won tonight over Chad Pike of Hayfield. 9-2 was the final. The team champions were determined this afternoon. Simley and Frazee Vergas took the titles. Simley won the Class AA championship. This is Dan Halverson of Simley, the 160-pounder, with the takedown. He won on a technical fall, cutting Worthington's lead to 20-19. Simley hit him hard at 189. Jason Westbrook with the pin to put it away. That made it 28-20 with 1 weight to go. The final, as we check the score, 34-20 Simley. Class A, Frazee Vergas beat Painesville today 25-23. And finally, to Port Charlotte, Florida we go to put it away.
Some of the sports that don't get much attention that deserve some attention. Tonight's constant variety of sports takes us to the mat. The state wrestling championships finished up this weekend at the St. Paul Civic Center. Individually, the center of attention was this guy, Brandon Paulson of Anoka. Brandon became just the 17th wrestler in Minnesota history to win 3 individual state championships. Team-wise, Simley took the AA championship for the 4th time in 6 years. This is a 103-pound match between Simley's Jeff Husnick and Worthington's Trent Stammer. Husnick won by a decision, and Simley went on to beat Worthington 34-20 for the AA title. Frazee upset Painesville for the single A championship. Some 51,000 attended the 3-day tournament at the Civic Center. And joining us in our studio tonight are the coach of a state champion, Simley, Jim Short, along with 3-time individual state champion, Brandon Paulson of Anoka. Gentlemen, a big weekend. Congratulations, first of all. Brandon, this is what it's all about, right? Brandon, he's got the gold medal. He's got 3 of those at home. Jim, I want to start off with you. An individual sport like wrestling, you guys have put together a dynasty over at Simley in the team competition. How do you go about doing that?
Well, first of all, you have some degree of luck, but we've had a good elementary program and a good, some good middle school coaches that have helped us keep things going. My sons were a big part of getting it going, and then now, since they've graduated, we still have some of the kids left that have been involved in our elementary.
And you won a state title without a short in the lineup. We got to say that that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, the post-short era is going along pretty good.
Well, Brandon Paulson, this is your 3rd state title, but this one was a difficult one for 2 reasons. 1, the pressure was on you, and 2, you had a little ankle injury going into the tournament.
Yeah, I felt a lot more pressure this year than I had in the past. I mean, last year I didn't feel much, and this year I just felt that everyone was expecting me to win, so I had to go out there and win. And then with my ankle, when I heard it, I thought I was done for the season. I was just crushed, but luckily I got it back with therapy and stuff and back to normal, so I just went out there and went after it.
We've got some pictures of you wrestling at the state tournament. What's it like wrestling in an arena with 15, 18,000 people yelling at you? And like you said, you came in there with a reputation where all eyes were on you when you're on the mat.
Well, I kind of zone myself, and so I'm just thinking about the match, and I don't listen to anyone else. When I'm out there wrestling, I can't hear anyone yell or anyone say anything because I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do to the guy next.
We should point out that you're the guy on top, have the other guy in the headlock, just so people at home know. Your future, University of Minnesota next year, possibly Barcelona bound this summer. Talk about your chances of making the U.S. Olympic team.
Well, I have a pretty tough competition. I'm number 3 right now.
That's in the nation, right?
Yeah, and the number 1 guy took second at the World Championship, so it'll be tough, but my goal is to beat the number 2 guy and become number 2 and maybe make it as an alternate or something. But hopefully if I just keep going, I have a chance.
Well, Jim, you got a son who has a chance to make that wrestling championship, too.
Yeah, Chris is probably in the same situation as Brandon. He's number 3 right now. Actually, he's number 4, but he's beaten the number 3 guy 3 times this year. And he's a couple points away from making it into freestyle into the tournament. We're pretty excited. We're hoping that he does it, but...
We've got some pictures of Simley wrestling in the state championship bout against Worthington. Talk about the state of wrestling in Minnesota. There you see the St. Paul Civic Center just jammed to the rafters, 51,000 there over the weekend.
Well, we have probably the best state tournament in the nation without even wrestling. We draw the biggest crowd, and our state, in terms of competition, is probably the best because you realize we beat Dowling, Iowa, this year in a tournament, and Dowling went on to win the Iowa State Championship just this weekend. So I think Minnesota wrestling is probably one of the tops in the nation right now.
Some people have a hard time understanding the appeal to wrestling. I mean, I was a former wrestler in high school, too, and a lot of people kind of look at it and they don't understand the sport. What do you say to those people?
It's a very individual sport in terms of when you go on the mat, win or lose, it's all on you. And so it takes kind of unique individuals to participate in it. They have to be able to learn to take failure with success because they can't blame it on anybody else. Once they're out there, it's basically up to them to win or lose, you know. So that part of it is unique to wrestling.
Brandon, do you like that individual part of it?
Yeah, because I'd like to rely on myself, and not as much like if I was in football, running back, I'd have to rely on my blockers or whatever. And I think that I don't know. I like going out there and just competing and putting all the pressure on myself and other people.
Do you think you're going to win every match?
No, I get nervous about losing a lot, and it's like one of my fears, and I don't think that's good, but I do, and I don't know, I know I'll have some losses. Like in college, I'm gonna have to handle losing right away. It'll be some tough competition, but.
Well, Brandon, we wish you the best of luck this summer going after that Olympic bid and at the University of Minnesota. And Coach, keep it going at Simley. Yeah. Getting greedy with all those titles over there.
They are. Take away from us.
That's right. Before we leave the subject of wrestling, we do have to talk about one more team, the Augsburg.